That's 11 o'clock. Welcome to the late sesh. What is going on, everybody? Happy 4th of July if you are in these United States of America.
Cheers.
And if you're not, happy fucking Monday. Let's get high.
Happy Independence Day.
This is a happy Monday. You didn't have to work today.
Well, some of us didn't have to work today.
True, good point.
Boris's birthday today too. So happy birthday, Boris.
Happy birthday to Boris. Did you give him something cool?
Boris's birthday? How old is he?
3 or 4. Something like
Okay.
that.
He's still a young man.
Not good with keeping track of the ages. His birthday is easy to remember though, because it's July the 4th.
Nice. We've been celebrating my birthday for several days now, which is nice for me. And Panda Lady made a pie today, which was incredible. But before we get to that, I guess yesterday we had a little celebration, had some folks over. If you didn't hear about it on the Sunday show, everyone that's here on the camera was here. We raced some go-karts. Everyone that's here on the camera raced go-karts. Well, except Spartan. Spartan didn't do it.
Spartan did not race.
We had so much fun. It was fun to see Skilbo going around there.
Hey, man.
He was the best that he could, He's stoned, just kind of
super fucking.
Like
well, that's because we were standing in the parking lot getting fucking high before we went inside.
It was funny when we started going, like Yeti wasn't prepared for the speed. You could tell like who was too high to like really give it the gusto. But we did it and we had a lot of fun. It was a good time.
Dude, I was not prepared for this.
Amanda.
The response time of those little electric motors is awesome. They're super fun. Super fun.
I was Mr. Tokyo Drift out there, man. Having a blast with that blue track.
Yeah, dude. And the red track for me, I was drifting like crazy. I ended up getting like some cart that had really good brakes and like really slippery wheels. It was a lot of fun.
It was cool to see like everybody's competitive personality come out when they were driving.
Oh yeah.
You weren't driving, you could watch everybody like gritting their teeth going in the corners and stuff. Really
I'm a little sore today, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, I rubbed skin off on my back.
What?
Oh yeah, from going around in the corners and taking the corners, and my butt hurts, and man, it's like
that was from fucking Sequence's birthday.
Little E Bud with the real questions. Is Becca feeling better?
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
I'm better, guys.
Much better.
I've been taking it slow today though, just because I woke up with a migraine, like a terrible headache. So I took Excedrin, and that helped a lot. But just doing slow dabs today, okay, guys? Every 30 minutes.
Every 30 minutes.
Not every 3 minutes.
No.
Were you doing a lot of dabs yesterday, Becca?
Not like a crazy amount. I like towards the end, Yeti came over by us and I did like a couple, but not a lot.
Not like one every 8 minute kind of.
No.
They were puff
I know better than that, man.
Huh.
Yeti's stash is pretty damn good. Pretty damn heady Yeti, man.
Eddie, for sure. That fucking Puffco was cool. I got hands off to him. That was cool. When he put it on party mode or something, it was making huge rips.
That's what it was. It was that party mode.
I didn't even get a party mode. No.
I think you had the high temp going. Hitting it, ripping it, getting the full entourage.
Sounds like the entourage walked all over.
Yeah,
well, I'm glad you're feeling better today, Becca. That's the important thing.
We got to relax all day and just hang out, so that was
nice. You guys got your Jeep all cleaned out.
Jeep? Don't call it a Jeep. Come on now.
Still got that new
the artist, and I was surprised it wasn't red.
I had to put a tarp over my truck tonight. I had to put a tarp over it because it was like my neighbors were lighting off mortars and like they were literally. I was getting smacked in the back. I was like getting projectiled with them. They weren't just falling graciously from the sky. I was like getting smacked with the actual explosion of the damn thing. And I was like, I'm gonna go put a tarp on my ramp top because I just didn't want to burn a hole through that fucking thing. Not right now.
You live too close to neighbors if you're getting hit by mortar shrapnel.
Yeah, man.
Dude, super close,
It was in
man.
their backyard too, with all
My-
the trees and stuff. It was like,
I get my gardens. I was out there like having to like wash off my garden because explosions of whatever is inside of the fireworks of mortars, gunpowder, whatever other chemicals and shit
TNT.
exploding into my garden, all over my leafy greens and all over my food. You know what I mean? So I was out there like literally spraying everything down during the ceremonial progression of tonight. You know, I mean, to each their own, and celebrating the freedom and everything. So I can't really say much about it other than protect my own shit. So I went out and I watered down the top of my truck, and then once like they were really over the house, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna go put a tarp over that. Then there was a nice little water layer between the truck top and the tarp, and then I put some water on top of the tarp, and it was all good. So they're all
We were
done.
talking about it today. We're kind of fortunate. None of the cats or the dog really care about fireworks
Nobody's spooked
at
out.
all. Yeah.
DOG is too
Not at
deaf to
all.
hear it now, right?
You'd have to hear it. Yeah, he was
Yeah, there
fine.
you go.
Wandering around outside backyard. He was cool.
he was outside, like kind of on edge, like walking around, like this is weird. What's going on?
Sat on the deck, and fortunately the neighbors did all their shit really early, so they were done by like 10 o'clock, and it's still going on around us. For those that don't know, the state permits until 11:45 between July 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, or something like that. You can go from 11 a.m. until 11:45 p.m. And in the state, this is a state authority law that means that no township ordinance can override this. So
No superseding.
our township can't write an ordinance to supersede this, which would be really cool in the talks of freedom if we could do that with cannabis, so that our legalization in cannabis in Michigan couldn't be superseded, especially with our medical programs, couldn't be superseded by township ordinances.
Right. That'd be cool.
Be really cool. We know it's possible. They did it with fireworks for crying out loud. And in the middle of a huge
Fireworks are pretty cool, Red.
They're pretty fucking cool, man. Why not spend all of your, extra income on a bunch of shit to try to burn down your neighbor's truck house? No big deal.
I knew we'd get to rant about your
There
truck.
you go. Who needs baked, right? We just get red going.
I like fireworks. I like watching fireworks and stuff. I do think that there's a time and a place and a safety protocol and stuff like that. Responsibility for everything, But like I said, man, I had to. I can't just bitch about it. I went out there and just hosed down my yard and made sure that I had the proper stuff going on. And it's we're in the middle of a drought season, and it's a terrible time to ignite your neighborhood on fire. So, but whatever.
We just live in such a compacted neighborhood, like
It's very
so
compact.
many houses. There's got to be like veterans with PTSD from that kind of stuff really struggling. Like there has to be. And I think about like them mostly, or babies who are trying to sleep. Like that sucks.
Yeah, I agree, Becca. I always think about the veterans for sure.
I mean, that's like one of the biggest things about the 4th of July is, we're really paying homage to those keeping our land free, right? And
Yeah.
a lot of the combat veterans are the ones that we should be paying homage to. So let's be respectful to our combat veterans. You know what I mean? We're paying homage to those that we've lost.
One of the most important things about freedom is that you're supposed to use it and to trample on other people's happiness and
Exactly.
noise and stuff.
Or else it's not just freedom, right?
It's the American way, damn it.
American dreams, my friend. It's just like I said, man. All I could do is not, can I get upset about it, or can I do something about it? I gotta do something about it. Soak my house down. Do
Yeah,
it.
the defensive stuff. You could probably.
Broke the whole house.
Yeah. So I got.
You know what we need to get you, Red?
They're waiting out there.
We need to get you one of those little kids fireman helmets, little plastic ones. It's got the sticker on the front. All of your stories involving like this Bronco and fire, man. It's just like we could do a fucking omnibus on this.
Just get
You gotta get him like a soapbox or something for Christmas. Like a
You
literal
have to practice
soapbox.
your old man sneer at people that are like lighting off fireworks. Go right up to the edge where the boulevard is, like to the sidewalk, and shake your fist at them.
Dude, I used to light off fireworks and shit in my backyard too. This is all long before I had a nice garden to eat out of and shit. Now I just like my perspective on everything is just damn. I was addicted to everybody.
Old Red used to have so much fun, I bet.
Old Red used to have a lot of fun. Yeah. I mean, whatever. I'm gonna go clean up. I'm gonna have to clean up a bunch of cardboard in the morning. It's no big deal.
Red paper everywhere.
You know, this year was extra, a little extra. You know. Oh man.
Speaking of boomers, right?
Oh, Red. I watered down my whole garden, my whole backyard. I had both sides of me going back and forth, and shit was falling all over the fucking place.
Really?
Moving candles.
Yeah.
Wow.
Literally for like 3 hours straight. It just
Where
now
you guys
stopped. I haven't heard anything recently.
Wow.
I just watered my whole backyard down, and I got it nice and wet, the whole garden and everything.
I live close to the river, so they like to go down there and set off all the fireworks, but you can see it from all the way down the street where I'm at. So, but yeah, they've been going off since like probably 6 o'clock. It's still going strong out there.
I wouldn't mind the mortars, dude, if they were like good mortars, if they weren't just blasting right above the house or the trees. If these things went up a couple 100 feet and then exploded, so they weren't just like.
So you're not anti-firework, you're anti-shitty fireworks, is what I'm hearing.
Blasted in the face. I was
Fuck your sparklers and your little snakes.
I'm trying to light a
and all
fire
that
back
shit.
there doing this shit. My hair's gonna.
You see Spartan's glasses? That's how you got to look at the world, man.
I love it.
Yeah, I just saw him sitting there. I'm like, oh, this is festive.
Hey, okay, perfect,
This
right?
is festive.
Festive.
When's the last time you busted out those light up glasses you got, man? It's been several shows ago now. Remember those?
The light
This
up
is
ones?
the old MBGS trivia.
I have them still. They're packed away. They make my head hurt, but I kept them just for the show.
Just for the show, right?
Yep.
I still got the fucking Biggie crown too. So good, I'm ready.
Yeah,
Cheers, Chad. I'm glad everybody is able to join us tonight. Hopefully your Monday has been well and you're able to hang out for a little while. If you have any questions, toss them in the chat for us and we'll kick it around. I went outside and I looked at my fucking outdoor grow. And because yesterday I was feeling extremely inadequate when I was over in Painted Lady's house and seeing the size of those fucking mammoth beauties, bro.
I
God
was wondering if that was
damn.
going to come up on the show today because you guys all got to see.
Oh my God. Look, I got there. I was the first one over there. So they were nice and let me just wander around the backyard. And I'm just asking questions. And all of these plants just all have happy leaves, except for the one in the back is like a little bit drooped. But, you know, there's always to be one to be
Better
expected.
today.
Yeah, she looks better today.
Bounce back.
I think she just was one of those plants that's going to need a ton of water.
I
Mhm.
got one like that today. One of all of the plants I got out there, one was drooped, like it was light, like it needed
Yeah.
water. Everything else was fine though. But I want to say, just besides the cannabis plants, all your other plants were fucking beautiful there. So everything
Those
looked really
hostas
nice.
were popping.
Hostas were
Thank
gigantic hostas. They're fucking awesome, and it was cool as I sat there for a while and kind of looked around and absorbed the surroundings. I noticed the little fucking like tomato plant peeking up from the back, and then some other
The little solar fountain is dope.
Yeah, that solar fountain was super cool.
Thanks.
The lights in the back too, I really liked it. It was a nice, a nice little spot. I can just imagine just hanging out there. It's got to be fucking awesome.
I appreciate it, you guys. Yeah, we enjoy it. We like hanging out there all the time, you know, just instead of just sitting inside all the time and watching something on TV. You know, when it's nice out, it's so nice to just be back there and be part of the, you know, well, have the plants be part of the landscape, and everything is really kind of cool. Spend time with your plants outdoors, you know, and it's just really nice. So I've slowly built it up as best I can, and I've really got it to a spot where I think we both really enjoy it. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed it too. That makes me happy.
It was a lot of fun. We had a blast.
Cool.
Great.
The hours really melt away back there.
We had, and that's the other thing. I had my first cigar. Well, it doesn't look like it, but I had my first cigar the other night.
Hey.
We went after dinner for his birthday. We had a nice dinner, and then we went to a cigar lounge, picked up a cigar, and we didn't talk about this, did we?
No.
Yeah, so if you want to tell them about the cigar lounge and stuff.
Did you pick out your own or did you guys share one?
Well, I don't know how much he's shared about his
We
cigar stuffs.
He
We
never wants
used
to
to
nerd
talk
out on the cigar shit with us. He always thinks that like nobody wants to hear about it because it's
We
just
used to talk about the cigar stuff a little bit more than we have in a long
Yes.
time. But yeah, we went to a local cigar lounge and we both picked up a cigar. We got different ones. I finished mine. She's willing to relight hers, so she's holding on to it. She even brought it inside because it's going to rain tonight. So that's really adorable. And we had a good time smoking cigars. I really
What does that
enjoyed
mean? It's you can't get wet, can it?
No, it can't get wet.
You guys are laughing at me, and I don't know
no,
why.
we're not. No, we're not.
Hey, I don't know anything about cigars. I'm learning. That's why people watch our show. I mean, especially because we
Learn
never
about
talk
cigars.
about
We
growing
never shut the fuck
cannabis.
up. Right.
So people that want to learn how to grow cannabis can never learn anything.
Right.
But
Exactly.
no, that's why I ask questions and stuff because I don't know anything about
They
this.
can never learn anything.
For background for viewers that haven't watched, we haven't talked about this in a long time, but I used to review cigars, so I know a lot of things about it. So we went to the cigar shop before, and she saw me pick out one for me, and then mentioned that she wanted to try it sometime. So that's what we did. We went back sometime later and picked out some. This place had a really limited selection compared to what I'm used to, but we found some good stuff, and we had a cigar. She enjoyed it.
So what terps were you chasing after with this cigar?
It's always different. It's like a mood dependent thing, right? Just like when you're smoking, you're like, do I want this strain or this strain? You know, you're just kind of feeling it. She got the CAO Brasilia, which is it's a really good one. Any cigar smokers will know what cigar that is.
Painted Lady went
I
full
chose
Brazilian.
it. I chose it simply because of the wrapper.
It was green.
They got you with the packaging.
Yep, it was like green and yellow, like they're, Brazilian.
Does it taste green and yellow?
No, actually, didn't I tell you it had like a cherry flavor?
Yeah.
To me, it has like a chocolate covered cherry flavor.
It's
That's not
kind of
bad.
like
Nice.
drinking wine or any other really flavor based thing. It's like kind of what you get out of it. All the cigars will taste different. They're all blended differently, so they'll have different flavors. So yeah, cherry is what she tasted in hers, and that's all good.
Erica, I know. Believe me, my dad used to smoke cigars when I was little, and
The
my
whiskey
mom
ones are
hated
cherry.
it. She made him quit finally, but that was like his alone time treat out on the screening porch, and that she finally made him quit. And I don't know, so it's just always been a thing. I just never tried it because I remember my mom hated it so much, and she always said he's gonna get cancer. So I just never did it. I was like, oh, okay, I'm never doing that. So I don't know. I just never learned anything about it really. And then he's been kind of teaching me a little bit about it here and there, and decided that he wanted to get back into it a little bit. And so, yeah, it was kind of fun. And I kind of enjoyed it. I got pretty buzzed.
There's kind of a crossover. You know what I mean? There's a lot of similar things. There's a lot of tasting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's trying to ascertain what each flourish of flavor may happen to be.
The habit of like where you inhale.
Monkey
Cheers, Frank.
Right here.
I see you.
It's really hard to
I
stop
did that.
inhaling. Yeah.
I did it one time, and I was like, oh,
And it
Yeah, don't do
really
that.
gets you.
yeah. Yeah, I accidentally did it once, and then I was like, oof.
Cheers, Uncle Ray.
But anyway, yeah, it was kind of nice. But yeah. So
I used to. That reminds me. Growing up, I worked on the farm, and I would ride in the back of the pickup truck. The farmer, he wasn't old. The farmer's pickup truck, and he would have. You know how the pickup trucks have those slide windows in the back.
Yeah.
Back window. He would have that open, and he'd be sitting there smoking a pipe. And
Just blowing out the back, man.
Yeah.
Even to this day, the smell of pipes, I fucking love it. I just love that smell of a burning.
There's something about the tobacco pipe that's different than like regular like cigarette.
Oh yeah, way different.
And yeah, I know exactly that smell you're talking about because my grandpa had the same thing. He used to smoke a pipe, and yeah, it's kind of funny.
my first time sourcing cannabis, I got hustled for a little sack of pipe tobacco. $10. $10.
Got fleeced.
Put that shit in my hand. If that money doesn't show
You know what's crazy,
pipe
Raz?
tobacco.
Cannabis and pipe tobacco used to look sort of similar, so you could actually pull that off.
Yeah, this was like the
He was
black.
telling you it was that cherry AK, right? It's cherry AK, bro. Can you just smell those cherry terps in there?
It was not green. Yeah, you're right. You're right about the cannabis looking brown. Like this
The
like
downtown Julie
tobacco was
Brown.
like all kinds of different colors. It was like white and red, all kinds of shit, dude. I was fucking pissed, dude. He had some weed, you know. He's showing off his little bag of weed the day before, and I'm like, hey, man, let me get one of those, you know. And then he's like, okay, I got you. And then he comes in and he's like, here, and it's all like in tin foil, you know. So I like open it up later on, like I'm looking at it like, oh, I got some weed, you know, and it's fucking pipe tobacco. My other homie's like, yeah, dude, that's pipe tobacco. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. He's like, yeah, man, it's pipe tobacco. Sure enough, it was fucking pipe tobacco.
I always get my weed in tinfoil, dude.
No, I didn't smoke it. And then
If it's not in a cellophane pack, it's not legit.
this other cat heard my story and was like, I got you, dude. And then he ended up grabbing me a sack from his mom's stash. You know, I got some of the dude's mom's stash, you know, and he gave it to me for free. You know,
That's gonna happen to me someday, dude. I know it.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. It was a couple of sacks into the game for young Skilbo before I actually seen like buds. But then those were like back pocket buds. So anybody that's old and knows, they used to carry them in the small sandwich
They
bags.
smell like ass or what?
No, they're just completely fucking flattened out, bro. But it's not the straight like shake. There is some bud shape in there.
brickweed.
Brickweed, baby.
Brickweed. Nowadays, it's back pocket weed.
Oh, Eric says he bit the bullet today and ordered some of those carbon-based newts from Brandon Russ.
Nice.
Yeah. Eric, I would just suggest that I don't know what you're growing in exactly, but for me, I'm only having to use them every 2 weeks. So they're very potent, in my opinion. So start slow. I'm still using the application rate that's right on the bottle. I'm just using it every 2 weeks. I'm not doing it every week or anything like that. Just
water
once
in
every
between.
2 weeks, sometimes less, sometimes even less.
I do want to cover one thing too. Anything grows. It's talking about another cookie, right? Spartan made the Spartan cookies, busted out with them for the special occasion at the party, and I had 2 of them, right? Because I know how strong they are. And man, it was like such a nice body high throughout the day, hanging out in the backyard and partying. And then it was like, okay, the drive home was fine. I'm good. But man, that second hour of the show last night, I felt like I needed to put toothpicks in my eyelids, man, to keep that going. That's why I said very fucking little. I was like stoned, and it was nice. So thank you, Spartan.
I think you could do the dab off, Skilbo, because you got a pretty high tolerance.
I have a high tolerance, but I have such shit bag fucking lungs that are so blown out. That's the only thing that stops me.
That's the hardest part for me is like,
Right.
I was trying to get around that by doing low temp cold starts to keep the temp a little bit lower to help the lungs out. But that was a mistake because it just took forever to get through it. There was no downtime. You just like 3 minutes up. You had 2-3 minutes downtime, and then you're hitting another fucking 100 dabs.
I knew that legendary Spartan stubbornness wouldn't let you quit until it was all done, though. So you were in good hands. But the cookies, bro, the cookies are slapping.
Yeah,
so like
I had one too, and I loved it. It does the opposite to me. It makes me all like wired. Yeah.
Did anyone notice? For me, I also get like I get the real relaxed. I don't get wired, but I also get like skin tinglies. Like I get like this tingling sensation down like my arms and my legs and shit, and fucking I don't know.
It's the body buzz, man.
It's really cool.
I had no idea that they were 100 to 150. I just fucking ate one, and then you guys told me that during the show, and I was like, "Uh-oh." I don't know what's gonna happen.
I slept real well last night. It was like sleeping on RSO, man.
I always start with a half. even with my cannabis edibles.
That's what I say.
Easy.
You don't have to be a hero. I mean, shit, you don't have to eat the whole thing.
But they taste good though,
Oh, I know.
and they're small. So like they're small. You think, oh, it's small.
Mhm.
Just gonna fuck
That's
it.
the thing is, like,
eat one, right? Because it's small.
Yeah.
Right.
Look at how strong they would be at
They're
normal size.
like that big. I don't like that big.
It's a
I
dry.
just don't like to have all that sugar. You know what I mean? Wow, sorry about the fireworks.
It
but
seems like a serving, like it's one cookie.
yeah, it is a serving for most of us.
Mhm.
Greedy pigs unite under this umbrella.
Well, I did bring a couple home for us to have, so I'll
Awesome.
let you know when I'm not,
Yeah, there you go.
see how it feels next time.
It makes
You
a
will
big
not be
difference.
riding in the car that evening.
And you also just
You'll
ate.
be riding around in your car instead.
It was warm and hot, and sitting out in the heat. And
It
eating
was
a bunch of
warm.
food. There's a lot of stuff going on. Smoked a lot of different.
Probably my
drinks.
blood
lot.
sugar, probably something with that. I don't know.
Could have been.
Too.
I've never gotten sick like that from smoking ever.
I was surprised too.
I haven't heard of anyone else getting sick, so I don't think it was anything in the food or anything like that.
No.
I didn't get sick from the food.
It
And
could
then
But my other thought was that it was a little bit of karma for me feeding Diamond watermelon rind, bring up so much.
it was karma.
It's
I
subconscious.
figured it's probably like motion sickness from like looking at your phone and being in the car while you're really high.
We also had those
That can,
microdose.
that can be a thing too.
We had like little microdose gummies.
Yeah,
I don't
Those gummies were fucking sweet now.
they were good.
Yeah, I
Those
forgot.
girls get a thumbs up.
those.
know.
Yeah,
They-
but
they
I only
taste
had
like marshmallow.
0.2.
Yeah.
Pretty small amount.
Small amount plus the Spartan cookie. It enhanced the effects of the Spartan cookie, nonetheless. And the names.
There's an entourage effect with that too, right?
Plus all the food. Plus the steak. I mean, dude, we had some gnarly good food.
Oh my dude, that's some of the best steak I've had in a while.
Tri-tip
She went back for more
That's good.
corn pudding like
I had like
7 or 8 times.
No, I
It's really easy to it's really easy to forget when you're full when you're stoned.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You lose that wall.
Just keep going.
Keep on going.
Yeah,
I
that's
was
true.
eating the moment I got there.
Yeah.
I had a
I
good
That's true. It's so dangerous.
It
to
was.
have
It
good
started with the
Yeah.
cookies. Those
So much
fucking M&M cookies on the
Of course,
table.
not free.
Yep.
Let's
I had
do
one
it.
of those too. Yep, another sweet there. A lot of sugar. I mean, sugar
A
doesn't
lot of sugar.
you got it, man.
No watermelon. Yeah, watermelon and sugar.
Sugar and heat.
Fruit.
Man, it doesn't mix. The
We
hot
just-
is warm.
The whole time we were sitting over there, we were hanging out. We were just eating, snacking.
But it was
Dude.
also
It was good. Porch Farmer's dip was really good. It had like hella green cheese,
Artichoke.
chunks of artichoke, like whole hearts.
Good stuff.
Yeah, he said he was digging the hearts out himself, so that was pretty good.
Wow.
He was probably lying, but that's what he said.
That's all.
Why not, right?
Now I just got to figure out how to get me one of them go karts. Get it street legal so I can.
Gates is already looking into buying one too.
I want to make it fucking street legal though, dude. I gotta save on some gas. I'll drive that little fucker to the farm. I get
Baker's telling me he was
35 miles on the charge.
said he was gonna get like an electric bike too. He was telling me. So you
Oh,
can
the
make
e-bikes are the way, the future, man. Those
So they
people
make
are riding the
electric
shit out of those.
motorcycles, bro. They get all the way up to motorcycles and they don't fuck around.
True.
Those things get it.
Yeah, I saw some really cool looking like off-roading style ones.
That's a roller ball.
Got a roller ball.
It's good.
Yeah, man.
it's really helping me. I've got this like nerve pain, I think, from harvesting. Or I slept on it weird.
Harvesting. She's like,
Karting.
I'm like milking a cow.
Go karting yesterday too,
Nothing, or
man.
it's harvesting. What was she
I'm
doing?
harvesting, but it looks like I'm milking a cow. You know, you're like, just
Holding my-
Bucking and shucking, baby.
but your arms are like lifted.
Shuck and jive.
You know,
Yep,
so
shuck
like,
and jive.
a lot of strain right here. Yeah, when you're bucking and shucking, man.
Cheers, Chad.
This helps me a lot though.
Bucking and shucking.
Bucking and shucking. Someone else said.
You know, I really like the passion around the hash dome yesterday. That was pretty cool.
That
That was really cool.
That was
That
like
was a lot of fun.
11 people on that, just went all around. And
Thanks for sharing that with me. That
Oh,
was,
dude, I'm glad everybody got a chance to take a toke off of it and experience it, man. That's I definitely didn't get it just for myself. I got it because I think it's a very cool item. And like Amanda was saying, it's like it is. It's like mid-century, mid 20th century, like contemporary design. It's really cool, man. I love the walnut base, and you got to be real careful lighting your hash on that nail. Making sure you don't catch it on fire. But
nice
I got
flex.
some really, really, really nice little pieces of glass made from this.
you could leave that sitting on a table in your house and no one would know what it was either.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. We keep it up on our really nice wooden table, and with some plants on it and stuff. And there's not a lot of stuff, and just keep it on there. A nice little piece of display art.
It looks like it's a candle or
Looks
something.
Yeah, like an oil lamp.
Looks like incense burner to me. Those little like pyramid chunks of incense.
Yeah, totally. Yep, that's it. I mean, literally, almost exactly what it is. It's just a clear version of one.
Yeah.
And then instead of using like fragrance nag champa or something, you're using cannabis hash.
Yeah. So like the stealth factor is awesome for that because you're like that's just a fragrance burner. I mean,
Yeah,
that's what it is.
And that's some of my favorite ways to consume hash is just letting it burn. I like to make incense. I'll roll it out.
Yeah.
I'll even take a stem. I'll take like a cannabis stem and I'll use it as a center body, something rigid, and I'll roll it around the stem, and I'll make like a stick and I'll light that sucker on fire and hook it up and just. It's been a long time since I've done that, but I used to do that back in my early growing days. Like instead of smoking all my finger hash, I would just make little hash pucks, you know what I mean, or little incense pucks, and just let them burn.
That's cool.
We had a shout out to Robert Bendula in the chat there, Kevin 420. We missed you at the Dead and Company show. Since we're on the topic of hash, one of the Shakedown Street vendors had a nice little incense thing burning, and the smoke that was coming out,
opium.
nice little black tar opium hash, and maybe a little lavender or something going on in there. It was a very nice experience being around their booth. I definitely felt it hit me a little bit, man. I was standing around that booth and I got a nice little chill on the body for about 20 minutes afterwards, and so really loosened up the buzz before getting on into the show. It was really nice. Shout out to those vendors.
Blue Kiss has some sour bananas. That sounds really fucking good.
That does sound good. Oh, I want to shout out to Anything Gross. She shared some concentrate with me this weekend, and it was called Pineapple Upside Down Cake. So now I got to figure out what fucking breeder bred that, because this concentrate literally tasted like that. If you did a cold start, it literally tasted like you had fucking pineapples like fucking in your mouth. I don't know. I've never had that. I've had a lot of strains claiming to be pineapple, but this one was a real legit pineapple taste. So I was really
That sounds good.
Yeah, it's called pineapple upside. I was thinking, is this pineapple chunk? But it said on the container upside down cake or something.
That was a classic pineapple chunk, man. That's
pineapple chunk was the
10
first
years
one
ago. Yeah. The smoke of yesteryear, man.
So I'm putting it out there in the universe. Pineapple chunk or pineapple upside down cake comes Burns way. And I got to grow it and give it to Frugoli.
That 2020, the PTSSD, man. There was the pineapple leaner on that one from the pineapple.
The pineapple
Really
tie. That's the bliss bud, man. That's what I got in the bliss bud. I think I'm gonna. I was gonna take that male Russell and breed that into bliss, but now I'm thinking, after I saw the way the Russell grows and it's got lots and lots of leaves. I still have that male for right now, but that I have that volunteer male that just popped up in my raised bed outside that literally has like a stalk like a sunflower on it. Ridiculous, but it's a male, of course. I think I want
Can
to
you tell what it is? I mean,
No
by
idea.
anything? No.
The stem
Could
rub
be hemp.
smells dank as fuck on the stem rub.
Did I already show sex on you? Sorry, showing
Yeah,
sex.
definitely showing ball sacks already.
Whoa.
So I'm gonna just take a fucking clone of that bitch, or that. What would you call that?
Dude.
That male, that dude.
That character.
Yeah, and
Man.
and I'll probably end up breeding that into Bliss just because I love the mystery of it. I love that I don't know what this thing was, and it's just something that showed up on its own. So I think I'm going to take that.
We have 2.
We got 2. We got a little
that?
scrunty runt, and we got one that's like really fucking cool and like big, and like I'm really hoping that it's a male, kind of, because I'm like.
Could it be a granddaddy?
I'm thinking Girls Gone Wild. It was like under where the Girls Gone Wild was last year, so I'm thinking maybe one of those.
But that grew like a motherfucker too. That was a
Yeah,
beast
really
at the end.
And
These ones have like 7 huge leaves.
yeah,
And
yeah,
you didn't grow that outdoor this year, right? You didn't bring it back out?
we're all done with it. I still have some stock from last summer, outdoor stock.
Super dark,
I'll
but
go through it and try to find some seeds in it. And there might be a seed or two. I'm sure. I wouldn't know what the male is because it came from a neighbor, but I mean, it came from pollen in the air. But there's always some seed in the outdoor bud. So
the Snow G is the one that's shooting off for me. Like coming in structure wise and looking really good. Shooting ahead. Then the autos, of course, they're taking off too already.
we planted a bunch of green rooms. You know, the green room F2s that we saved.
The blueberry or grape ape or granddaddy cross.
This is green room. So it's like
Oh, nice.
So it's all CBD.
So like F2 green room.
Yep, F2 green room, and we have about 12, about 12 of them scattered throughout the garden, and they smell super piney, like on the stem rub. Like they have a lot of like pine and like
that's a great place to start.
Skunk and pine coming out of these stem rubs. So I'm really thinking, I really want to get a good high CBD, full spectrum cannabinoid, type 2
You know what? And I think you guys should get the dry sift out of it and then be able to put it in dabbable form, man, so that if you guys get too carried away, you can just be like, hey, let's pull out that other jar, and then bam, get yourself right back where you want to go.
Good idea, Scopo. And so the product of whatever we have out there this year will be like some Rainbow Driver, some Death Star, some.
I got to get some of that Rainbow.
Lemon Dozy. We're gonna have a lot more varieties. We're Gorilla Breath and some other stuff even that I'm really curious to how those will turn out with some of that stock bred into it. Like the Gorilla Breath is just so like OG Kush heavy as it is.
At the Dead and Company show, every time that came around, I'm like, God damn, that's fucking booming, man.
That was the Hippie Crashers.
Oh, it was a Hippie Crasher one. Jesus.
That one's like real smooth. Yeah, it's different. Super smooth. Really nice and smooth. The Death Star is on my palate lately just because it's my daytime up and go. We just harvested some Citrique and Rainbow Driver. Those would be my go-tos for the next
Citrique for the wake and bake.
Yep, Citrique and the maybe like also a Rainbow Driver sometimes with the wake and bake. I need a nice little heavy hitter out in the garden in the morning, something like that.
We have a couple Citrique outside too.
We have a couple really nice Citrique outside. There's about
bushy.
Yeah, they were the first couple that we put in the ground, so they're really well established. And
who is the breeder on the Citrique?
That's Exotic Genetics. So I think it's Orange Valley OG times. No, if I say Lemon Lime line, that's Archive. It's Orange Valley OG and
Lemon Lime.
Is it Lemon Lime? So it's Lemon Lime. Lemon Lime line is Archive. Maybe Lemon Lime. Maybe they use the same Lemon Lime. I don't know. Yeah. Orange Valley OG Lemon Lime.
Lime time.
I think. Maybe I'm wrong on the Orange Valley OG. I thought it, no.
Maybe I'm just completely wrong. I don't know.
I fucking know. Yeah.
We have it somewhere.
It's Exotic Genetics. I know that.
Yeah, because that and the strawberries and cream are both exotic.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Those strawberries and creams from the first release, not from the redid F2 or anything like that. That's off
Didn't
that.
sound like a homicide shot there, didn't it?
Yeah.
You never know over here.
Yeah.
Disguise time.
He's shooting.
They shoot in with the nice.
The internet says Citrique is Lime Skunk and Orange Valley OG.
Lime
Okay.
skunk.
Or-
I want to shout
That
out
lime
Kim Butcher real quick and just thank him because he looked that up for me. He found the breeder for that pineapple upside down cake, and it was Humboldt Seed Company. I just did a quick search, and the seed bank JC3 right here in town has it. It's actually pretty cheap, $90 for a 10-pack of Fems.
JC3, that is the Jackson
Yeah.
one?
Jackson
Yep.
Colony
It's called the seed seller. I'm sorry,
Seed seller.
The seed seller is what they call that. The part that sells the seeds. But yeah, for a 10-pack for $90, that's a
I just want to give a shout out to Lime Skunk, man, because that,
Yeah.
I like it as just a
Oh,
straight
hell yeah.
strain from Fagroli. And it seems like the lime is kind of like a dominant thing that can be passed on to something else in a cross. So that's cool. If you've never had the chance to try lime terps, you'll find out later on when you finally get your hands on some why some of us are so really bully for it. My thing is that lime terps are great for daytime. It's not really a heavy smoke, but it can be a happy smoke too as well. It's just a really good way to kickstart your day, man.
I think it's my new favorite, lime. Ever since Lime River Rose, since I grew that one, it's been.
That was really, I
Yeah,
really
you have
enjoyed that.
yeah.
That was really good. Tara
Thanks.
shared that she got some from you. It was really good.
Yeah, I really like it a lot. I
I'm
can't
hoping
remember
that-
if I have any more seeds. I better look.
I think part of it is that lime is such a unique terp. Like when you're smoking, so
It
many
stands
plants
out,
taste
yeah.
similar and stuff, and then you get a lime one, and that's kind of a newer terpene in plants to me at least. So you're like, oh, that tastes really good. I want more of that.
I'm really excited to grow out what will be the citric green room crosses. I think they're going to complement each other well. I think it's going to add a little bit of size to the citric. The citric doesn't stretch. The citric doesn't. It's a great one, for that type of thing. But I do want something that's going to get a little bit bigger. It grows a little slow for my liking.
it looks like a bonsai tree. Like it's just got these like
It's like a
heavy-
sativa. You know what I mean? You like think, oh, it's sativa. Uplifting. It should be big, and no, it's like not the classical like sativa structure, but it has like the classical sativa feeling. Certainly has like the thin fingery leaf structure. It has that going for it. I don't know. It's just it's all that it's all. You can't judge the book by the cover with that whole sativa indica thing.
I do love the long fingery leaves, though,
those are
man.
short.
Those are fucking really cool to see. It's kind of a throwback to older days.
Or maybe I'm saying not all sativas are tall, I guess, or vice versa, or something like that. It definitely has a little bit of a longer photoing time. It goes to like, you know what I mean? Like a sativa, right? But not like a true sativa. True sativa is going to go fucking 20 weeks, 30 weeks. So.
Right.
Maybe not. Durban doesn't take 20 weeks. Little dude too, shout out, says Humboldt works with UC Davis. That's pretty badass.
Most of the viewers can't see that comment, so I'll highlight it.
There we go. Yes, Humboldt works with UC Davis to grow the terpene profiles.
They're on Twitch watching.
I didn't even think about that because using StreamYard, we're able to see simultaneously both chats from YouTube and over there on Twitch. So, you right.
So I have a new poll.
Let's discuss this.
That's an interesting way to say things.
It's a new poll, guys.
Hang on, right?
Yep. I already know how it's going to go because everybody that loves to shit on me in my polls.
Oh, look, she's already trying to set it up, guys. Look at she's already trying to fucking hedge her bet. You hear
what?
Hedge
know
her
what?
bets.
So he wanted an apple pie for his birthday, right? He doesn't like cake. Most people get a birthday cake on their birthday or want a cake or something. He doesn't like cake, so he wanted a pie. I am not a baker, nor was my mother. My mother never grew or never baked, never did anything like that. She golfed and she drank beer. And that gene's just missing. So I tried the idea of making this pie today for him. So we go to the store, and I can't remember how it even started. How did it even start that you were so incredibly rude that we rounded the corner and we were laughing about something, and he put his arm around me in the grocery store with other people in the aisle, lifted a cheek, put it on my hip, and farted.
Bro.
He was just marking his territory. It's just one of those things he was doing. That's how he marks his territory in the wild.
There was only 2 other people in the aisle.
They did not find it funny.
Did they give you the look?
Yes.
But did you laugh?
Me with such pity in their eyes.
How were you looking at them? Were you laughing?
Yeah.
There you go. That's why they reacted in such a way.
Because you know why? You know why I was laughing? Because I was so appalled, Spartan, that anybody would have the gall to do that. And so then here's what. So after I slaved over that pie, 400-degree oven for an hour plus, and plus the making of the pie, plus the prep time of making the pie, it was so hot. And then
did you like your leg on it?
Then we ate dinner, and then after I was having a gastric issue because I had a pop, and so I needed room for some more food. So as one does, they let air escape because it allows for the gastric issue to be resolved. Correct? So
did you cock a cheek up and let the air escape?
Right on.
No, I'm not talking about that kind of gastric issue. I'm talking about the one that escapes from your mouth, the more polite one. The more polite one.
I agree. I can't even argue that. You're right there for sure.
So yeah, so I was like, ugh. And he was like, oh.
Crestfallen.
Yeah,
disappointed.
He got up and dumped his plate in the trash and then went over to the dishwasher. And, yeah. Mm-hmm. So, poll, what's worse, the burp or the fart?
Oh,
wait a minute. Which side are you going for? You're saying
I'm totally. I don't know how you could start to saying that you think that people would be against you on this.
That's what I was saying. Like, wait a minute. Which side are you taking?
Because they love him. And
the people love him. So now we're gonna see if you can get the crowd to turn against him on his birthday.
Are you saying our polls are not accurate?
You know, here's the thing, guys.
They're influenced by popularity.
We have a really cool thing coming up because in 12 more minutes, when it's hash time, we're also going to sing happy birthday to Sequence. It's finally the day. He's heard happy birthday for the last 4 fucking days in a row. Just random, today's his birthday. So stay tuned. In the meantime, we can do your poll.
Detroit River at Rude.
She made such a delicious pie. It's so good.
Thank you.
The one Amanda brought was fucking slapping too.
That was pretty good.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
The gluten friendly one.
That was more like a cobbler than a pie.
Yeah.
Well, that was what I was gonna say. Is even if you don't know how to make a pie, you can fake it by making a cobbler and get away with it, and people will be like, "Oh, this is so fucking good, man."
What's
What are you trying to say,
Skilbo?
Are you trying to say something about Amanda? Everything she makes is so fucking amazing.
No. I was going back to Painted Lady saying that she came from a long line of non-bakers.
Oh, I see.
And so she told us in the pre-show that she bought a crust rather than made one, and we both said, "Well, obviously, yeah, that's not a big deal at all. Nobody worries about that."
if you take the time to make the crust, it is a world of difference.
You can
take
get it super flaky, man.
just like work that butter in. Oh,
Yeah.
then the crust is actually really, really good.
She made the crumbly topping from scratch.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't do the bottom crust, but I did do the top.
The
Anyway.
streusel,
Streusel. I love streusel.
Oh, my pie.
apple streusel top pie is what it was, right?
Yep.
Deep dish apple pie with streusel topping.
Ice cream on the side? No.
Sounds like
Yeah.
a Dutch apple pie then.
Yeah, it's a Dutch apple pie.
Yeah, man. That's
Yeah.
what's up.
Yeah, and a recipe by Barefoot Contessa.
Oh, she knows what's up.
She
She's been
does.
around for a long time.
She's
Secret was the lemon zest and the
Zest.
orange zest.
And you have a zester, of
and
course,
the
right?
juice. Huh?
You have a zester, of course, right?
I mean, my fucking hands. That's what you're talking about. And one of those gratery things.
There you go.
Sure.
Sure.
Pie a la mode. Yeah.
So good.
I don't like it. I want my pie separate from my ice cream. I don't want it getting.
You don't want
all
that mixture where they
soggy.
melt together?
Nope.
No.
Oh,
No.
You want your pie unsullied.
Yeah.
What about
Okay.
float? Would you do like a root beer float, or do you not like that even?
No, I like that.
Okay.
I
I
want
like
my,
that, but
soda,
not
but
the
not pie.
not a brownie with ice cream.
Hey, there's
my pie with
Brownie
cream
and
on it,
ice
you know what I'm
cream.
saying?
Ice cream is
What?
anything, dude.
Dude,
What'd you
brownie
say?
Ice cream sound really good.
What were you saying? Sequence?
He's just being disgusting.
It must be magic.
Jeez. Anyway,
Kingfisher warm cobbler is where it's at, bro. I'm
Yeah,
telling
warm
you.
cobbler is a fucking irresistible substance.
Warm pie, man.
An irresistible substance.
He asked if I was gonna
I'll eat
do
all
the
of it.
pie.
oh my god, it wasn't serious.
She asked if I was gonna have intercourse with the pie.
Come on, Stifler.
She wanted to know how much you loved it.
She was curious how irresistible this pie was.
Indeed.
I mean, this goes back to a conversation that I've had many times about if I had a dick for 24 hours, what would I do with it? And if I had one, it would definitely be going in a fucking pie of some sort after
Really?
an appropriate amount of cooling time.
Cooling.
Really?
Yes. That is an important step.
That is an important step.
I don't know about a pie.
That shit sticks, right?
I've
Just
had one for this
it seems
long.
like
and
throwing a hot dog down a hallway. It just seems like there's no.
Seems like a waste of a fucking pie, man. I want to eat the goddamn pie.
Got a lot of jelly.
there's still like.
How do you go from like this complete and utter like chimera transformation to sticking your now newfound penis inside of a pie? I just don't understand how we went from 0 to 100 so quickly in the one day that you did.
Yeah,
You're
believe
like,
me, there are
I
much
got
more
this list that I got to do
places
today,
than pies to
and
stick
right
it.
here, you see, I got to put a check mark next to putting my pee-pee in a pie. I like to see that you've thought this out long form.
Man, for a long time I've had this conversation with people about like
Has anyone concurred with you
Pie-shaped glory hole.
and said, you know
Yeah.
what? I too would be that person if it were me.
Yeah,
yes, lots of my friends have said, yeah, I would love to have one for like 24 hours, but that's it. And vice versa. Like, wouldn't you want to have a vag for 24 hours just to see what that's like?
but I wouldn't.
No, I don't think
have
so.
lots of your friends
Really?
said they
I
wanted
wouldn't
that.
shove my pie into it. I wouldn't do that.
No.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a good analogy. I feel like I think like putting a dick in a pie is the equivalent of like putting like a whipped cream in your vagina. There you go. Whipped cream. That just whipped cream. or just how about just the pie?
This is quite the Independence Day late sesh. I just have to say, guys,
Going to
we're keeping it classy here.
I'm just saying it would be interesting for 24 hours because you guys are all like you're always checking it. And
Well, since you've thought this through, I do have to ask you: is it
Always
more a
check.
matter of like the rhubarb pie or the strawberry, or do you have like a preference on this thought, or is it a pudding pie? What's up?
Pecan pie.
well, that only depends
I
on.
like the ridges.
Lucas, I couldn't
Ruffles
think of
has
any
ridges.
veggies. Veggies are all rigid. I'm trying to think of something that's
The
not
pecan.
because
Pecan,
like
that's rough shit.
That's what I'm saying. That's like somebody that has a disease.
The only way that matters, Skilbo, is if I can fucking suck it to be able to reach it to taste
Like
it.
now you're just going full Marilyn Manson. You want to have the rib removed and all that other shit. Now, fuck it.
Just so
It's
you
the
can
dream.
bend
We're
down.
just going to go all the way with it, right?
Otherwise, N/A, non-applicable.
Well,
So
welcome
it
to
doesn't-
every man's
It
wish.
just needs
But
to be warm.
it hasn't happened to anybody. So
What?
I
Lord
said,
Byron is
I
asking
just
real
gotten
questions.
behind every man's wish, and then you can't. Nobody can figure that out. So just that's the impossible one right there.
I think he was asking what texture were you try to be aiming for.
Indeed, that's what it was.
I don't think texture really mattered. It was more about the temperature, I think, of the pie.
So you want to go full necrophiliac pie.
You want
a
to
fully cold
You want
pie.
to go. You want like mincemeat pie, so that temperature.
Yeah, it
Can
doesn't
I
work
interest
like
anyone in
that.
a lemon meringue?
Cold pie.
Well, you don't want to have something in there that's kind of like a solid like structure, like
Ergo the
apple,
pecans,
because I don't think you want an apple pie because then it's kind of like you
Well, apple's
you
kinda
wouldn't
mushy.
feel like
Out of the way.
but like you were doing bumper cars or something.
would just- I think it would. I don't know that I'd be able to enjoy it because I think in the back of my mind I would be thinking, "This is
Chicken pot pie.
plain. It's terrible. It's gonna be sticky. Ugh.
Like peas and carrots.
That cute mystery turkey.
Chucksy chicken and gravy.
That would be like 30-degree burns because those pot pies get so fucking hot and
Those
stay
bitches
hot
cool.
forever.
Right?
You gotta cut yourself.
Gross.
After all
Man.
that, that's the first time you say gross. After all of this, that was the bridge too far. Was that?
Yep. I draw the line at a fucking Popeye.
Not to be confused with Popeye and Olive Well. We are 3 minutes from hash time and birthday singings, so please stay tuned. Gather your accoutrements. Make sure you have a lighter. Red is laughing his ass off over there.
Your ridiculousness.
Well,
God, dude.
man, there'd be a lot of places I would put it. I'd put it in between the mattress and the,
What are you stashing
and
it
the
away like
box
mine?
spring. I would put it in the couch
Like
cushion.
a porno mag.
I would put it in
Those
a hot
awesome,
tub jet.
Okay.
You gotta
Those
try it.
first
The
two those sound
Mangler.
like
I
dry,
would put it in a vacuum.
avoid the dry areas. Those don't sound good. The jet would be good.
We just got a Dyson, and I was like, "You do not put your willy in this."
No,
thing."
do
No.
not do that.
I would put it in it.
So
But
you,
just at the end of the 24 hours so that I didn't fuck up the rest of my time with it.
so the one thing
call it
that you have to get
cocktail.
used to though, how sensitive it is to damage. Like all our fucking parts are hanging outside our body, so it's amazing how much fucking pain can come from a very small tap.
Oh no, this
So like think,
our 24-hour penis doesn't feel pain, only good stuff.
Ganja lion, yes. This is why you weren't given
Responsible
one.
wielder, indeed.
you guys are got it right there.
Well, that's what we don't learn. Duh. I mean, it's like we don't know.
We're not kink
You're out in
shaming
the middle
you.
of
It's
the
okay.
road.
You know you want to do the helicopter.
Probably.
With the first 30 minutes.
Yeah, there it is.
She'd get a felony. She's got to register.
Sorry.
Very true.
A tree, like Yeah.
If
Trees.
it's wintertime, do you
Tree.
want to go write your name in the snow?
Oh yeah, that looks like a good shot.
Do you want to go pee your name into the snow?
Um,
It's easier than crab legging.
Fun. It is fun.
That
uh,
is fun.
I definitely would want to pee outside. I mean, I've done that obviously as a girl with one of those she peas or whatever the hell the thing is called. But yeah, I would probably do that. But it just, I don't know, man.
Peeing
There's
for
be a
distance.
lot of things I would want to
I think
do
He's
with it.
going for distance. He's going for speed.
Yep. Lots of things.
She would end up with some abrasions and probably an STD.
Yeah.
Oh, probably an STD. I hope I'd get all of them by then.
An
By the end of that
STD from a
24
pie.
hours.
you need to hand that shriveled thing back over.
I don't think
It would
it's
fall
fucking
off.
trees and
I didn't
blankets
like
and
it.
fucking cushions and shit. I think you're pretty safe. You could be all right there.
Cheers, Daddy
Just-
Red. He says he's at Mount Rushmore right now. That's rad.
Oh yeah. Hey, Red's been, dude. They've been traveling west, man. They're on their way to Seattle. My cousin's getting married, and just shout out to them and the whole family.
Ding, ding,
Hashtag.
ding.
Dang.
Ding.
Hashtag.
Hashtag.
That's a good bell, Becca.
Okay, she's like the town crier bell on that one.
I was hoping.
Hear
it would-
ye, hear ye.
Hashtag.
I thought that had something to do with the family. I was like,
I
are
did
they
too.
like
I
engineers?
did too. I was like, wait a minute, what happened? What happened?
I was focusing so hard on the thing I missed the clock.
He's driving a train.
They hit me up from the
Driving that
Badlands
train,
today.
high on cocaine.
They're in the Badlands earlier. And now
Becca
they're-
Jones.
I guess they're in Mount
You better
Rushmore right now,
watch
so
your
that's pretty
speed.
cool. Oh yeah.
Happy
Birthday to
To you. Happy birthday to you. Happy
Happy
birthday, dear
Sequence.
Sequence. Happy
Happy
birthday to
birthday
you.
to you.
It was a nice duet painting.
Yeah.
They did not wish you
Thanks,
a birthday. cheer.
guys.
Yeah,
It's
man.
my real birthday, so you won't have to say that again.
The grand old
Happy
age of
birthday.
Thanks.
you're not a kid anymore.
Yeah, dude, I got a couple photos today from my mom and dad, and they're like hitting every single tourist trap on the way, like the giant cow, the giant stock man.
All the
like,
places you would stop to.
This is the world's biggest stick of butter.
I'm waiting for the giant ball of string, the world's biggest stick of butter.
No. Wait for when they start sending you pictures of the second biggest ball of string, second biggest, whatever. And then you're like, you guys are really bright,
I'm really excited that they're taking a road trip across the country and seeing everything, man. It's really cool.
How long is it? 36 hours?
I mean, that's without stopping. It's like a 36-hour trip. I think they're going to spend 4 or 5 days getting across the country, and I think they're staying in North Dakota right now. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. Stay safe, drive safe, and have a lot of fun. Check out the sites.
Is that really cheaper to drive than fly right now?
There's something about a
Possible airline strike or pilot strike.
Oh,
I don't know. So
right on.
possible.
Ugh.
Yeah, and I think that there's some other family members that were driving out there anyway to do some touring. And
Daddy Red's on tour.
Dad said they stole the ball of string. There it is. Someone needed that shit. Inflation got out of hand. Someone needed all that string.
Through that.
Wanted to see the West. Yeah, dude,
Oh,
they
yeah, man.
Good
Me
point.
too.
We see a lot more driving.
looks very cool. Yeah, you really do see a lot more driving, man. Every cloud looks the same. You look out the window, you can't see the ground. You can't see.
You get those little peekaboo spots, but
You
that's
couldn't
about
see
it.
Mount Rushmore if you were flying over it. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's so far below you, flying at 30,000 feet, dude. You can't see shit.
Not even with good binoculars.
Hell no.
I tried.
Yeah, you could be dangling behind the airplane and you wouldn't be able to see it.
I mean, that's 5 miles up.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Yeah, I went skydiving and we were like
Sing
4,000.
it, Red. You did what?
Went
You went skydiving.
I went sky. No, I'm not singing that crap.
DB Cooper?
DB Cooper with the money.
Pretty famous skydiver.
Like 4,000 feet. I was like, oh damn, I can like barely see the cars. Everything's really fucking small. We must be at our altitude. We were only at 4,000 feet. We jumped at like 13,000 feet. At 13,000 feet, I could barely see plots of land. You know what I mean? It was crazy. I couldn't even imagine jumping at 30,000 feet or 50,000 feet. What did that one do? Red Bull do?
That's halo jumping. That's the high altitude shit. You know what I mean? Where you got to wear a mask and
Somebody
oxygen
did like a
and shit.
30,000 foot. I think it was like 30,000 feet. Some crazy number.
Somebody jumped outside of space, fell through the fucking atmosphere. and
Fuck
back to the sky.
that.
I don't imagine. I can't
That
imagine
was
what
like
that feels like.
No.
My
was
face felt like it was flying off and I was just doing 10,000.
Yeah,
I was at 10, and it was like it was back here. So I couldn't imagine what that would feel like.
What is terminal velocity?
120 miles an hour, 140 miles an hour. I think it's 120.
Fuck.
20 is terminal velocity. You go any faster than that, and you rip your chute.
Turn right into energy.
Yeah.
Just poof out of existence.
So Astro
Wake up in the back rooms.
Force says in 2014, Alan Eustache, is that how you say that? Set the
Eustace.
current world
Eustace.
What in the hell? That's
set the
crazy.
world record, highest and
Holy
longest
fuck.
free fall jump when he jumped from 135,908 feet.
That's like 20 miles up.
How long
Right?
did it take him to get to the
With my
ground?
quick math, it's like 20 miles up.
Yeah, I want to
Holy
know how
shit.
long that took him to get to the ground.
135,000 feet. Yeah, dude, that's like 40 miles, 50 miles. It's crazy.
Cheers, Aldridge.
Cheers, Aldrich.
Yeah, man. Cheers.
Dude, that's
Sure, Aldrich.
and one dude just did a jump without a parachute. He just did a crazy jump into a net without a
Got me,
parachute. I
got
don't
me
know what,
thinking of the Peggy Hill.
That
Do you
was
remember the Peggy
14
Hill
or
episode?
1,000 feet or some crazy shit like that. Astra says 25 and a half miles. Damn. I was way off.
The official poll is up in chat, guys. Please vote.
Oh, shit.
That's a story.
The far to the belch? Is that what it is? Which one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. That's right. Wow. And I really got to say though, the
Make sure
the
to have my
farting-
voice word.
especially being in
What's
public.
worse? 93-7.
Who,
It's like people that go on Reddit on our unpopular opinion and then say some shit that like everybody would agree with, and then
Yeah.
karma farm like crazy and 10,000 upvotes. Sharding is always worse.
For sure. That's
When you leave behind
oh,
evidence.
an example. I say that's an example of a God smack. See, you're trying
That's
to.
instant karma. Yeah.
Yep. The instant
Yep.
karma came and smacked you.
4 minutes. and
Never bet on
27
a fart.
seconds.
No.
Man, I tell you, I was appalled. I was so appalled. I was laughing.
Because what else? Can you do?
All those left.
Can't catch a case right there. There's 2 people. That's witnesses. But they may not tell on you. They may ride with you and come
Man,
over and
that
help stop you.
Tom
Now he's
Powder.
over there eating fucking pie again. This
Oh,
guy.
okay.
Birthday pie immediately.
Burp on the pie.
It's my day.
Yep.
It's like, I'm eating my reward for farting on you in public.
Yeah. Unfucking believable. That's what that is. Knowing that I have an injury, a karting injury, I'm filing a a workman's comp report tomorrow.
I've been working in noxious fumes with
Yep.
with no N95, no PPE available.
Yep.
Dude, speaking about that karting, it was kind of cool that they didn't really have a lot of lights on, but they had like the blue line or the red line around the whole track.
Yeah, that was fun.
No music, just the sound of the fucking electric engines and a bunch of drifting, sliding.
I wanted music, man.
I wanted music too. Amanda was very pissed. There was no music.
Well, I mean, it could have ended up being like Neil Diamond or something.
Oh,
Truth.
some Neil Diamond.
Eddie Rabbit, Barry Manilow,
Yeah, dude. They
some
need,
other offensive shit.
they need to have a
Tom
DJ.
Jones.
I bet they have a DJ at night.
Dude,
Probably
can you
had-
imagine some Tom Jones?
They had
Let's
2
do
bars.
this.
Not one. They had 2
Whoa,
bars.
Whoa, whoa,
Full
whoa.
bars.
They do private parties where you can rent out the whole place.
You weren't allowed. It said don't ride while intoxicated. It didn't say not to like have a couple drinks and ride. It just said don't ride while intoxicated. You know.
Right.
Right.
Like, what a cool fucking place. they had a break room where you could like break shit, not take a break, but break shit. Rage room.
If you lose the race,
Yeah.
you can go in there and spend extra tickets and bust
Yeah.
a bunch of bottles and shit.
That's
And the
cool.
axe throwing.
Could you spend tickets on that shit?
Yeah.
They had an arcade where you could like win tickets.
They have a lot of shit to do there, that's for sure.
They had like kick bowling, kickball pool, throw bowling where you throw a
Baked
ball.
was excited to see that.
And they had like soccer pool. Think of that one, like a giant pool table with a soccer ball, and yeah.
I would think that Baked would be excited to see like shuffleboarding and like shit.
Other
you'd see
19th century sports.
Shuffleboard, darts, darts, and billiards, man. Use some darts and shuffleboard. Have at it.
He's probably get a pretty mean canasta game.
Like a good old play some nine ball.
Canasta, the card game.
Yeah. Good for you. You got that old school reference.
Canasta.
Is that the one where you try to get 4 of a kind with your partner?
I don't know.
I have no idea how to play it.
Canasta is like a old game that used to be played in like the 50s and the 60s and shit, and it's a whole bunch of cards in your hand. One almost
fun as if they had a dodgeball court.
no, that we could have got down on,
dodgeball.
especially if you were to wear like a helmet or something.
Dodgeball. Dodgeball would be fun.
You don't need a
And
helmet.
they had the indoor like Nerf arrow shit thing that was kind of
Laser tag would be super fun. Going
Yeah,
to like a
that's
grab
pretty-
zone and
They
Don't
have
make
like
sequence
they
come
do
out of
each other.
retirement. That's all I
Yeah,
gotta say, right?
an archery.
You don't want no airsoft drama.
It would shoot you with my bow and arrow.
they're putting a paint just on the street from me. They have signs out saying they're hiring people. I should go play
Putting a what?
a paintball course.
Oh, cool. Oh yeah.
That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
Don't do it in short shorts.
Yeah,
I always
they'll let
thought that
Oh.
in Detroit, the old train building, old train station. I always thought that would be really cool, like broken down paintball.
That would be amazing. I always think that every time I go into a building like a mall, I'd be like, this would be amazing to come in after hours.
Open it all up. Splat the whole fucking thing, modernize it. I mean, who's gonna get mad? The people that run the Sunglass Hut in there and the press on nails and the people that sell the fucking phone cases, all those kiosk folks.
The press on there.
Don't get the kiosk mafia after you, man.
They'll come after you heavy.
They'll
Dude.
break your fucking kneecaps.
Very well organized.
You know, like the boss of that is like the eyebrow lady that's in there. You know, the ones that do it with like the string and shit.
Threading.
He's got the unibrow.
Man, that's that 8 Mile shit.
There's a secret back door in the back end of Claire's.
Kingfisher.
Look at her. Baby's eating the leftover pie back there.
It's because he gave it to her, old soft ass.
I didn't.
No, she
No,
just
we-
bulldogged you and took it.
I
No,
put
it's
it
not
on
the
the chair.
secret.
She jumped up there.
Really?
We see the secret to how he won her affections right there. There it
I just
is.
want to let Chad
Right.
know that Babe really is that cool of a fucking cat. You know, like sometimes they're not who you think they are on screen, and you meet them in person.
That's a
Babe's
good
real.
point. Yeah.
Super sweet.
Cat
She's
was
not
eating
playing a
the
character for the
salt.
camera.
Exactly.
Right.
He's real.
Absolutely.
She is a cutie. She's my babe. That's for sure. Unlike
Oh,
any
shit.
other.
We need to highlight that.
So, what are the official numbers of
Chat
this
says,
vote?
Instead of a pink ribbon for breast cancer, Band Lady could start wearing a brown ribbon for a fart survivor.
Oh
Believe
shit!
me, it's a daily thing too. I mean, I do feel like I am going through like some sort of situation.
Are we pretending like this is bad or
Surprisingly, there's like a gas gang that's coming back on with like 24% against 76 of
Oh,
the
wow.
non-farting crew. Interesting.
Oh, I didn't
Yes,
look at the
gang
score
unite,
just now, and that is a pretty sizable lead.
It is a-
I don't think burping is going to make up the difference.
No, unless they call in the bots on us, they'll
they?
just start casting.
Oh, I forgot I can buy votes.
I forgot about that. Hold on, let me fix this real quick.
I mean, I do have a pretty bassy burp. It's a pretty meaty burp.
I mean, you were in a
but-
punk rock
Yeah,
band.
it's
It
a bird.
better not be like too ladylike.
Oh
It doesn't need to
no.
have like full chunk.
Is
It's
it
a
like
real bird.
You know,
that?
it's got to come from the
It's like
center,
that.
from the diaphragm. Just push,
Yep.
let it go.
It's
Yep.
the other one for the diaphragm. The bah.
Exactly. Man, yeah, I get some good ones.
She just lets it rip whenever too.
Not in public. I would
Not
be
in
in
your
an,
face.
in an aisle and be like, ugh.
Well, I mean, that's going to have to be your defense mechanism. If he pulls that caper again, you're just going to have to move into the zone because he's going to try to get out of the zone. So if you can get into his zone, you'll have come through the drag of
She
it.
ran away from me when I farted on her.
So she drug it with herself.
Because it smelled. I wasn't going to sit there and inhale his poop molecules any longer than I already had. My brain cells were dying rapidly.
I had to go find out where she was in the store. I had no idea. I just had to find her.
She,
Like
she
10
like
miles
instantly
away.
out of the stops, drops, and rolls. It's like,
The
wait,
digestion is it best to breathe in? Is it?
She's like,
During
fuck
digestion,
places, I'm gonna go look at
digestion.
produce.
Sometimes
Yeah.
burps can be kind of gnarly too.
Yeah, burps can like be full of garlic.
Stop dropping.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So good.
This was an innocent, I need more space burp. Because I had a soda. So it's
to be
air.
fair,
DOG does that. DOG does that to me when I get too close to him. He gets all anxious. And, "Bah!"
Now, see, that is a very simple fucking thing you can do is do a poll on soda or pop.
I fart to increase space too. I just
Pop.
want to say.
I was just gonna say you can use the same excuse, man.
Soda pop.
It's all defense mechanism. You're using both, right?
I only
soda
say
pop.
soda if I think somebody's gonna judge me for saying pop.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
only
say pop
soda from out of
generally.
state.
Wait till you see people ring in from other areas. See, down in Georgia, they call everything like a Coke.
I
Give
grew
me
up
a
calling.
Coke.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that-
I grew up
I live
calling
in
it pop,
Texas.
but
Everything was a
more
Coke.
often than not.
No, everything was a Pepsi down there.
Ooh, just to be different, everything's a Pepsi. That's like
I think it was,
bizarre
everything was
world.
a Pepsi down in Texas.
That's your
You know,
thing.
they're like, what do you want to drink? They're like, all right, could I get a, I think I said Dr. Pepper. And they're like, no, it's, Coke, Diet Coke, blah, blah, blah. And I said, I thought you said you had Pepsi. And they're like, yeah. I'm like, all right, I'm confused.
Completely different, man.
But I guess brown soda pops are Pepsi.
Cola.
Pop is
Cola.
ridiculous, Aldi says. That's
Liter
what we
of
call
cola.
it. Bless your heart, Aldi.
I
Right.
try to say soda because I think it sounds smarter.
I want to get a squirt.
It sounds smarter.
I was just going to say, between soda and pop is shorter. And if we're going to make a short word anyway, let's just pick the shorter word, pop. So pop
I
is
think
actually right.
lesser of everyone that says pop.
I always say it with like a real
Judging 'em.
Western accent.
Not like a lot, but a little bit.
Pop
Yeah,
is the
I was
correct
gonna
one.
say pop. Pop. Pop.
Red.
Gotta have that real Michigan accent.
I always do it on purpose though, like pop. Can I have some pop?
I grew up on pop, but I've grown into soda.
Pop pop.
Soda. Can I have a soda?
Burping is losing ground. This isn't good.
Soda.
Look at her looking at you.
Yep.
She likes my farts.
No,
They're endearing.
she doesn't.
Man.
It's all that barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is I laughed. So now once I laughed once, I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
So now then that's the problem. Now he automatically thinks he can do it whenever.
You did laugh.
You encouraged him. You
She
brought
made
this
me-
upon yourself.
She asked me to make or smoke some meat again today, so I did. So She's gonna get it again tomorrow.
Same shit. Change your game up.
Everything makes you fart. Air makes you fart.
She won't pull my finger. It's no fun at all.
You have to train the cats, bro.
Like she knows all the tricks.
She knows all the tricks. That means you've already tried all these tricks to know, in fact, that they don't work.
Right.
Whatever. All I know is that there are no meat lovers pizzas going on when I'm around anyway. I'm going to have to vacate the premises for a while.
That was a better pizza than it looked.
Sequence. For your next birthday, I'm getting you a meat lover's pizza.
Yeah.
You've been sleeping in the garage.
Yeah, that's
Extra
about
sausage.
4 days. That's how long it
Extra
took for him to
bacon
get out of that.
True. It took me like 3 days to eat the whole pizza.
Oh, so it was just repeated attack
Yeah.
after attack.
Yep, every day it was a new set of farts. And each day it got worse.
As the
So
pizza
you're saying to
aged,
get
so
two
did the
pizzas
gas.
for his birthday.
Man.
How about pizza for a week?
Surely.
Mm-hmm.
All done it.
Well, anyway. We're getting a nice rain here now. It stopped the fireworks unless everybody just decided to quit at midnight. But
They don't want no problems with the fuzz.
I don't think it was supposed to rain here for a couple more hours.
Yeah.
But
We had a little bit. Little sprinkles.
There's like a really big system going across the top of the state in like southern
Yeah.
Canada, like larger than the state. And then we've got some really gnarly storms coming up from the south later tonight. They'll tomorrow. Well, later this morning. But fuck, we're supposed to get hit more like 5 a.m. for us.
we need it bad. We need more rain.
We
We
do.
need the rain. I don't think it's gonna be much of a rain. I think it's gonna be just like the other night, where it's just gonna be a quick storm. And like, I mean, it's so dry that a lot of that water hits the ground and it just like rolls into the drains and doesn't really get absorbed by anything.
Gotta use those soap nuts, bro. Those saponins.
Yeah, we need to have some. We need to have like a good all day saturation. You know, I hate to say it, but we need a day of saturation.
Pretty much. Luke, that has not happened yet, nor shall it.
No, she's on the other coast of the state. She's way over there. It'll
I
be-
would never.
She's getting it over there. Yeah, we got a West Rider now.
No,
Oh,
she said that she asked when on the first Dutch oven happened.
Oh,
I only do stuff that I think that she might laugh at. I wouldn't. A Dutch oven, I don't think could pass.
I don't know.
Oh, she said, I don't know. Maybe it would.
I think she would think it was hilarious, and you should do it
I'll have
At
to
least
try
twice.
once or twice, and
at least
see
twice.
if there's any sort of positivity within.
Right. Anything other than abject scorn, you're gonna get
Right.
it.
I
more
can
than
make
twice.
sleep with my own blanket so that I can't give her one.
So it's happened before.
Super
for you
polite guy.
guys.
What? Oh, a
Dutch
Dutch
oven.
oven.
What a fiance, huh?
Red would never Dutch oven
A
back.
very warm sleeper.
Very warm sleeper. I gotta have my own blanket. I radiate. All that uranium. All that
The
uranium.
glass.
All that uranium glass radiates out of me in the middle of the night.
Are you your own nightlight?
That's your superpower.
Yeah, my own like humidifier and everything.
Look out, radioactive man.
His urine glows in the dark.
I wake up. I'm like,
Just the ET phone home finger.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a really old reference. That's a 40-year-old reference. Let's see.
Yep.
That's crazy. That was 40 fucking years ago, man.
Yeah, it was.
Ooh.
Yep. It's crazy.
I love ET, dude. My homie.
You have some Elliot, right?
And he
That was great.
I thought you were more of a Falkor kid.
yeah, I like Falcor too, man.
I don't know what Falcor is.
like a Luck Dragon, man.
The
I like,
Never-Ending
I
Story.
like
You know,
Never
that
Ending
Oh, I did
Story.
like that.
Yeah.
big white thing. Yeah.
Yeah, those are both my favorites growing up, man. I never got into any of the sequels of the Never Ending Story, only the original.
I
No, I
love
always-
the Never-Ending Story, man.
I always had this weird dream that was very similar to the scene where he's in like that almost like Middle Eastern desert land with like the Egyptian statues. Like they're like shooting lasers out of their eyes and shit. I always had this crazy dream. Similar, it was like more like the Mario Brothers Space Land, but in the real life version of like the Never Ending Story.
Ancient aliens say yes.
It's like kind of both. So you
How
can-
did they make the Swamp of Sadness so sad, man?
The Swamp of Sadness.
It's so
Oh,
sad.
Isn't that where there's that took his horse out, didn't it?
Yeah,
Sadness take his horse down, man. That's
Mhm.
super sad.
it was super sad.
Super sad.
I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking
I
about.
don't either.
Oh,
I
we're
just
gonna have
know
to
what
watch
folklore is. It's
Oh,
like from our
man.
generation too.
Somebody's
It's so
about
funny.
to get educated.
I'm about to school you fools.
Atreyu. Was it?
We're
Was
gonna
it?
turn it
was
on after the show.
Atreyu
Oh,
was.
God.
Speaking Hungarian, Red.
I don't know, dude. I don't know what the name comes from. It was fictional. So I just assumed it was a made up name, but it could be Hungarian.
Pretty sure it was.
Oh, I think he was from the U.S. at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, the little boy was, but he wasn't
I was
Atreyu.
just trying to fucking throw
Oh,
it
yes.
off at the beginning of the story. That's all.
I'm not sure if that's Hungarian or not.
I think it's Dutch.
Dutch apple, Dutch ovens, whatever. Dutch dialogue.
What
Go on, Red.
The rock monsters are cool. They eat rocks. They will certainly chomp you
Rock
up.
lobster.
Rock lobster.
Ooh,
B-52s are
yes, there you go.
are not in it, but it would be cool if they were. You know, another great one at the time. What about the Labyrinth? What about that one?
Yeah,
That's Bowie, right?
That's
Yeah.
that's an old favorite of mine.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, also similar time period, Dark Crystal.
Dark Crystal.
That was kind of freaky
Last
to me.
Starfighter.
That was a
Yeah.
scary one.
Last Starfighter was fucking a dope ass
I
movie.
think I
I
saw
love
that one.
that.
Yeah,
So the Last Starfighter, basically, this kid is the best at this video game, so they recruit him to fight against the aliens, or whatever they're fighting against. Basically, it's a really cool premise for the movie.
Yeah, this little boy would play this arcade game, and he was really good at it. And then he was just playing.
It
He was
sounds like a ripoff of
piloting
Ender's
the
Game.
starship, and so they
Is it
recruited
like
him to
Ender's
actually
Game?
pilot it. Oh, it does sound like Ender's Game. It's not though, but it's along the same premise for sure.
Book nerd shit.
You guys ever see the movie Cube?
Yep.
Gleaming the Cube.
Cube, dude, the Cube movies really
Benders.
got me. Those were gnarly. Those are really good. Mind benders, geometry, mixed dimensional, hyper warp.
You know,
You ever see Maximum Overdrive?
yes.
All the
Yeah.
machines come to
Stephen King.
life,
Yeah.
or kill people.
It's funny. I'm just kind of realizing that like the idea of original movies and weird wild shit like that was so prevalent in the 80s and 90s, it now seems to be like gone. It's just all comic book shit, man.
Well, it's a lot easier to make money on a movie if it's a reboot, because then people know what it is. They'll go see it at the theater.
See,
That's
Aldridge
what
knows.
all that. You're seeing a lot of sequels and reboots and that sort of thing.
Nobody needs to see another Dukes of Hazzard fucking reboot. One was enough.
The era of like the comedy drop is over. You know, remember when like I don't know, there was like 10 years there in the early 2000s. There was just like comedy after comedy after comedy after comedy. It was like Seth Rogen, Will Ferrell, Adam Sandler.
I mean, in a different era, Red, we could do the MBGS Science Theater 3000. Where we
Absolutely.
could just have the video up and then just all of us in the bottom of it and just talk over the movie the whole way.
Yeah, dude. I would love that. That'd be so
MST,
I
man.
still love that show.
Mystery Science Theater.
Yeah.
What? hilarious. What was that? That was just on Sci-Fi. Sci-Fi Network.
Yep.
Is that even still a channel? Sci-Fi Channel still exists?
I think so.
I don't know.
Is TV real?
I haven't had a TV in a
Our
while.
birds real.
TV was never real. That's for sure.
We were riding around the neighborhood the other day, and I was like, man, nobody has landscaping. Sure, there's a lot of staged families in this neighborhood. It's fucking really
Cardboard cutouts.
And yeah, it's really weird. I'm waiting to see like exactly like just little like cardboard cutouts.
What was that? The Stepford Wives or some shit?
They're all out
robot.
front. Like,
The windshield wiper arm.
Truman Show kind of freaked me out.
Somebody
because-
posted some shit where they found like a speaker that was playing animal sounds like crickets and birds and shit like that.
I'm
Like
trying to get Painted Lady to watch Truman Show, Spartan, if you want to get her on board.
that's what it reminded me
fucking
of.
good movie. That is a fucking good movie. It's not what you
Show
expect out
is-
of
What, Truman Show?
Carrey.
That was
Exactly.
a great movie. Yeah.
When I was growing up, I always had this weird feeling that I was in like this like lifelong soap opera. That I was like always being recorded, like something.
Did you get
was
written out of the story yet?
it was either Catholic guilt or it was
Good old Catholic guilt and shame.
or it was like me actually, or we're being watched and recorded.
How
Have you seen
ironic
the
that you
Truman
chose
Show,
to be
Brad?
on a show or multiple shows.
I know,
Please
right?
don't beat me, Sky
Maybe it was
Dad.
just a foreshadowing of my later 30s.
Have you ever seen the Truman Show, Red?
Absolutely, I've seen the Truman
Yeah,
Show.
that's what
I'm a big fan of
makes
Jim
me think of
Carrey.
that shit all the time. It's like, man,
Good
it would
morning,
be
good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Got a lot of Jim Carrey.
I've never seen it.
Oh, you got to check it out.
I haven't either, Becca.
It was basically the premise was it was a spin on the craze back in the day when MTV started the what's the name of that where they just follow people around all day?
Real World and
Yeah,
Reality shows.
reality show.
reality,
Yeah, reality.
reality show craze. So what the plan for this movie was they raised a child from birth with staged actors. It was every single person they related that they interacted with. So it's the whole fucking city was all
universe,
actors
yeah.
and everything else, and they
Everyone
staged
at work.
what was going to happen.
Just ruined
It
the
was
whole
a TV
movie.
show.
It's like, oh,
Yeah,
everyone.
I mean, it's broadcast for the whole world to watch.
Spoiler alert.
It's a 20-year-old movie. I guess we don't have to call spoiler alerts.
Forward
I'm not, yeah, come on, it's just, but it's fun. It's amazing to watch, like how after you watch the movie, you're like that could happen. That's
Oh, yeah.
So they just
possibility.
raised the kid and
Yeah.
all the fake people for.
I always feel like
No, it wasn't just a kid. He was a grown man. He was like in his like 30s. It was like it's a super wild movie. It's like yeah, I mean with the technology that we have today, easily somebody in like some random country that doesn't have the policy to like regulate against
Yeah.
it. It's like do this shit, you know?
Ohio.
Yeah,
Oh,
Jurassic Park, man. Jurassic Park and the Truman Show are both gonna like
you and some
probably-
velociraptors. That's season
probably
2,
both
Red.
seasons. Somewhere on this giant planet, we have a Truman Show like thing going on, and there's probably velociraptors
Indeed.
heading
Chickens.
towards LA.
As we speak.
That movie did inspire a couple of people to like have delusions that were very similar to the ideas from the movie or whatever. Interesting stuff.
Jim Carrey did another really good movie called 23, which was kind of about numerology and some weird funky stuff.
I liked that one too.
I didn't see it, but it looks like it was
It-
went
it
super
connected-
crazy.
It was really just like this guy losing his shit over this numerology stuff, but it connected like an author of a book, and it's a really good movie.
A lot more of a drama than a comedy. really.
Yeah. It's one of Jim Carrey's dramatic roles, and it's really good. I'd say it's semi on the thriller type of a scale. Another really good one, similar, just kind of had a number involved, was I think it was like, fuck man, it was like Room 31 or Room something. It was with John Cusack.
That was a Stephen King movie.
And he's in a hotel room and he's just in a loop. and he can't get out, and it's super psychedelic, very, very introspective. He goes through like heaven and hell in this room. He thinks he gets out at one point, not a chance, and it's like he's like living through this like purgatory of reality, and it's super bizarre. It's very psychedelic. John Cusack is in a handful of decent movies from the early 2000s like that, or mid, first
Especially
decade.
if you're into rom-coms.
Yeah.
What was that one in the early 80s with the fuck? Remember the chick is the foreign exchange student from France?
Better Off Dead.
Thank you. Yes.
You can't fucking get that anywhere, Skilbo. You can't watch it. You can't rent it.
What? It
No.
was such a good movie, though, man.
It's so crazy. I tried to do it because he's never seen it. And I was like, have you ever seen the movie where they're like, I want my $2? That's where I started loving
That's
the
where it
69
gets it.
Camaro. Was that movie.
Okay.
And yeah, I loved it. And yeah, you can't find it. It sucks. I'd love to see it again. Show him.
Sequence, have you ever seen Breakfast Club?
Yep.
16 Candles?
Yep.
Okay, you've seen a few of them then.
I've seen a lot of them, yeah. But not all of them.
Thankfully.
I just saw Fast Times like 6 months
Oh, Fast Times at Ridgemont High? Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Now, that is a good classic to watch.
That's an excellent.
You get the whole Spicoli references then.
Yep.
Yep.
Or the
Pretty in
Bueller.
Pink. That was one of my favorites. Pretty in Pink. Oh, and then today he had never seen Couples Retreat. Have you guys seen
That's a
Couples
good
Retreat?
one. I like that one.
Yeah.
That was
Ferris
like
Bueller's Day Off.
fun.
Been
Yeah.
starting, yeah.
So funny.
Evil Dead, have you seen that one, Sequence?
Mhm.
Got to make sure you see all those classic cheesy 80s horror movies. There's so many.
You're right. That like Friday the 13th and Halloween and
Confused yet?
Nobody said
Dazed
Dazed
and Confused is one of my favorites.
Dazed and Confused, yeah.
Be a lot cooler if you did.
Smokey and the Bandit. There was that 70s period when it was all about like a cool car. Like there's a really hard to find movie that has Mark Hamill in it, and it was all about this like I don't even remember, he had this like fucking 1970s Camaro or Corvette, and it had all the stupid pinstriping and shit like they used to do on it. Somebody stole his car, just stupid shit, man. It's the whole premise of a lot of shit,
Yep.
like Knight Rider.
Oh man, I loved that show.
Knight Rider was fucking awesome.
Mhm.
Cool.
I don't know why. I'm never even much of a car guy, but I think that all Corvettes are like girl cars. So it's weird for me to see like guys driving around
Girl car.
Corvettes.
You know what?
Sometimes
You know what
the
a
guys
Corvette
drive
is? Typically,
Corvette,
it's a
like-
silver fox, man. It's an older dude that's got like
Yeah,
snow white
it
hair,
is.
and he's always,
Usually.
yeah, Corvette Summer. Thank you, Dankibus kind. That is what it was called.
So long before he was Captain Jack Sparrow, Johnny Depp was in some
21 Jump
fucking
Street?
really good movies, man. No, like
Eating Gilbert Grape and
oh yeah, those ones that
Winona Ryder shit.
Dead Man was like one of his first like weird black and white where he plays this like a writer or something like that going into like the Wild West. It's super bizarre. He ends up getting like accused of a murder and coming across this Indian friend, and the Indian friend like kind of saves his life. It's really bizarre. But that's called Dead Man. He's
I
just
like
like
the one he did about books. I can't remember what the hell.
it was like Secret Window or something like that. He's the author.
No, it's he's like a book collector or whatever. It's a really good one. Anywho,
There's a handful
Anywho.
prior to the.
good actor. He's in a lot of good movies.
What was the other one? Oh, the speaking of cult classes like Clerks. You guys ever get into those movies? The Clerks movies.
Yeah, man.
Clerks 3. Handful of those. The original's best though.
The original. Yeah.
It's kind of where Jane Silent Bob kind of got started.
I
With,
guess
you know?
there's another
Actually-
book coming out.
Kevin Smith movies just in general, right? Dogma, Chasing Amy, Mallrats, all of those movies are just every single one of Kevin Smith's
Red
movies.
is an aficionado of film.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I prior to like getting rid of a television, like all I did was watch movies. Like I love movies. I love throwback movies from the 70s, the 80s. I used to really like horror movies like Rosemary's Baby, Martyrs, all
Where
those
she had the
really,
devil. Yeah.
all those really bizarre cult. I'm really into like cult flicks and stuff like that. Just stuff that you don't normally see on TV, right? The Gate, all those weird old horror films, shit like that. Stuff you might find on just like late night TV. You ever see The People Under the Stairs? That was a bizarre.
Creep show.
And Dan Aykroyd movies too, man. Because he did a lot of the productions of his
Coneheads.
Huge fan. Well, Coneheads. There's also Nothing But Trouble. Like John.
Yep, I've seen that.
Nothing But Trouble's great, dude. He plays the judge. Tupac's in that movie, believe it. Digital Underground. Tupac.
Yeah.
Cameo in it.
You know what? That's the trivia question is like, I seen him in concert, Digital Underground, at Joe Louis Arena in like 1990. And who was a fucking dancer on stage? Tupac was.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yes.
That's
so
pretty
like
cool.
I'd be like, dude, I seen Tupac when he was a dancer. Get out of here.
When he was a dancer.
Full Metal Jacket. I saw a play. I saw like there's where was it? It was yeah, dude. It was up in like
Altered
it was like a Macomb theater. No, it was up on the east side, man. Super random. It was being held at just like a super local, like a church or something like that. And it was like 8 people doing the whole.
Altered States is a fantastic movie. Have you seen that one? It's the one where the dude uses the
it was
the fucking chamber, like the deprivation chamber thing, the tank. And
no, it was A Few Good Men. Never mind. It was A Few Good Men, not Full Metal Jacket. Scratch that play. Sorry, Scobo. I didn't want
you want Bruce Hornsby that one.
Bruce Hornsby.
His brain was catching up.
Yeah. Full Metal Jacket would have been a wild play to see.
Monkey Man says he was 8 when Tupac got shot. That was 26 years ago. Some shit like that, like 96, I think.
Dude, we had this homeroom Channel 1 news thing.
Did it have like students on it doing the news and talking about
dude.
What we're getting in our lunch today is sugar cookies?
No, one was more of a production thing.
Tupac on that, yeah.
It was like an early MTV kind of, but it was educational.
Yeah, it was super weird. They would broadcast it for homeroom. It'd be like the first 20 minutes of homeroom or something like that.
It'd be like young people doing the reporting.
Yeah. They'd tell you like stuff going on in pop culture, So they'd like broadcast Tupac's killing and the death of Kurt Cobain and like all this other stuff I remember on there. And then they'd also talk about just stuff going on in science, They'd talk about stuff going on in
Dolly the sheep.
Whatever. Yeah.
The cloning shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
The original cloning experience.
Yep. It was pretty cool. I mean, it got information to kids, that otherwise like kids aren't watching the news and stuff like that. They might not
like a kids news.
watching TV, there's other things. This got real information to kids, it's kind of interesting.
Back when school was educational.
Maybe, I mean, it might have something to do with why there's so many so many millennials are so progressive and stuff. They're just very well informed at a young age, I don't know. It's wild. Go get the dog. Gotta get the dog.
Well, there we go.
I was surprised Boris actually got through this today pretty good. Too much stressing out. He's stressed out mostly when I had be away from him. If he couldn't be right by me, then he was.
Right. I would think it'd be Quibbly, man.
No,
he's a warrior. He doesn't give a fuck.
Well, he don't give a shit. No, he's more being prim and proper and Being a little that's squibbly. I need to give him a little tiara.
Give him a little what?
A tiara.
Ah,
A little crown.
Sierra.
He does. He prances around. Every time he lays down, he sits up and crosses his two front legs like this every
He's a
time.
fancy boy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's so funny. He's a cutie.
Yeah. No, I'm
I
wondering.
didn't realize he was Diamond's age, though.
Yeah, he's old as shit. He's
Oh,
getting
wait, no.
He's getting like a white beard now under his chin.
No, I meant Boris. I didn't realize Boris was Diamond's age.
Oh,
The young
Yeah.
man.
hopefully he's
Quips.
got lots of years. Kobe's old. He's at least like 9'10", somewhere around that.
Yeah.
That's not that old, not for a pug. How old
It
is
is
Misty's pug now?
I don't know.
He's
Like
like
15, 16 probably.
I think he is 16.
Holy shit!
Well,
He's a little too old.
vote for burping, guys. Vote for burping. Thank you.
You're still trying to
Oh
sway the
my.
vote.
There's 60 votes, and you got a lot of
You
ground.
got a lot of ground to make up, son. You better put that order for them bots in.
You better start making accounts now. and voting.
Autobots roll.
It's not looking good for the good
It's not
guys.
looking good for you, bro. The needle's not even moving on it, right?
I'm just,
You
I'm
know.
getting super excited for my GG4 to come nuts. I got probably Bliss Bud coming down soon, and then GG4's got a couple weeks, but it's just at that stage towards the end where it's done vertical growth and it's just fattening up. It's just like, oh man, just watching it is awesome. So I'm waiting for some of that. It's been a while. I had some GG4
Nice.
and Bliss. I'm super stoked to have some Bliss coming. And the vortex, I think in the last 2 days, the vortex grew. All four of them probably grew 2 inches. Like,
Now, what age are those ones?
I don't know. I never wrote it down.
Okay.
They're really close to be flipped and ready to go to flower and start the breeding project. Probably within a couple weeks, unless I go in and like manipulate them down and bend them all down just to make them big. Like that. That'll be cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I have a. I don't think I have a cutting available, but I might stick a short plant like in a 1 gallon pot of Bliss in there to
Just throw
catch
it in.
some vortex pollen.
I've never got to try Vortex before, but I've read all the reviews and the soaring high and shit. It's always been one that I've wanted to try.
Well, I got 2 males and 2 females, so I plan on keeping both. I plan on keeping a copy of all of them first.
Mhm.
But I'm going to be flowering out both the females and trying to pick one of them to hold on to. At least for a couple rounds. Hold on to it for a couple rounds, and so I should have some Vortex
Sweet.
available if you want to run it, or at least try it. I don't think there's going to be flower available from the breeding project. Usually, nothing really works.
I just thought of something, Spartan.
What?
Yeah. What strain did you say was already flowering? The male that was already flowering outside. It's outside, right? Flowering
Yeah,
outside.
I don't know what strain it is. It's a volunteer that just popped up.
Volunteer. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So if it's already flowering super early.
Well, I don't think it's flowering, but it's pre-flowering. I can see the sex for sure.
Imagine it's flowering. I mean, they're gonna flower. I mean, from there they're gonna grow, right? I think they're gonna.
Well, I haven't seen any like male flowers yet, but I do see the ball sacks for sure.
The balls. I mean, usually it's within like a week.
Once it flips, a couple weeks, it'll be there.
Yeah, a week or two, you'll see them. So, I mean, if it's doing that this early, before any of the females are coming up, that's a genetic thing. That means that it might have the potential to flip its progeny early. So maybe if it flips its progeny early, it finishes early. So it might good male to keep around.
Or shorter finish too.
It could be hemp too, which I'm not mad about, but that's a possibility.
Leftover
Sure.
from that Coots mix.
Right, because they use that gnarly barley, and there's hemp seed in that. So I mean, that's kind of what I think it is. But then because it smells so like dank from the stem rub, it makes me wonder if that's even hemp or not. I know it can smell good, but I'm just.
I think it might be, man. Those high CBDs that I have, the green room, it's like super skunky, like super dank,
Yeah, this is real skunky, like
super skunky.
Which that's cool because I'd like to work some CBD into. I've got
So like floral.
from Dankovich, I got some of that cherry wine. He sent me some seeds of that cherry wine, so I could always grow a couple of those looking for a male to work into. Whatever. I think that's what's really missing from most modern cultivars is just a little bit of CBD. I don't think it has to be a lot, but at least have some.
If you could get like 3 to 6% or something, that'd be nice to go along with like 20, 22% THC.
Yeah, or even 17% THC.
I think it's
Either
what
way, it's fine. Yeah.
off on the sativas. When people talk about some good fucking smoke it doesn't exist anymore. Working in the shop. When I was working in the shop, we'd get people coming in looking for the shit from yesteryear, man. They all wanted granddad's weed, man. They wanted the shit from the 70s. It got them high. Like the shit today just doesn't get you high. It gets you stoned, it gets you couch locked, gets you numb or whatever. It doesn't get you high. Feel good high. And I think
They want that classic giggle stick.
Well, the history of the hemp rope comes from Spain, comes from the Americas, whatever, and then it goes down into South America at some point about 300-400 years ago. Goes down in South America. So you have this hemp rope, high fibrous hemp, call it CBD cannabis, right? Maybe high CBD, potentially high CBD, low THC. Maybe it has THC in it. We don't know what the profile was 400 years ago, but it made its way to the South America region, right? Nina Pinta, Santa Maria style. And then in the South America, because cannabis isn't native to South America, right? But we all got the good Mexican brick that came up, Acapulco Gold and all that good sativa weed, right? The good Mexican sativas. Theory goes that it's hemp. Hemp made its way down. It got exposed to the equilateral sunshine, that ultraviolet heat, heated up those hemp plants, the high CBD, boosted up the THC levels just enough to make that stuff heady, but it still had the CBD in there to cut the edge off of it a little bit. That was 40, 50 years ago. Since then, we've, 400 years until 40, 50, 60 years ago when we switched it all down and then we bred it all, with everything else.
Well, a lot of it had to do with a lot of veterans coming back home and bringing seeds with them, and then that kind of went from there.
The Afghani got put into it, but there's just so much more to it because now we've taken all of our genetics from Cali and taken them over to the rest of the world. And so there's really all just a whole bunch of like cookies and OG Kush and everything. It's landrace genetics now for everybody else.
Yeah.
So who knows if we'll ever get that. I think the only way to do it is to take high CBD cannabis and then expose it to high intensity light and bring in a little bit of THC and those lime profiles. Find those hemp those like sativa-like profiles, those hazes, right? The limes, we all said the lime is uplifting. They need to add a splash of CBD to it to cut that edge because everybody loves the sativa, but they don't like the anxiety, right? And I think that's what the anxiety is coming because the THC levels got boosted up to 25% and the CBD got taken away altogether.
He wants.
The good news about the there's legalization of hemp right now though, so that a lot of these hemp lines are hopefully going to get run to try to be like high terpene, things like that. So there's going to be hemp, like terpene wet hemp available to breed with that you can be able to cross between the hemp and the cannabis and maybe make some really cool stuff.
Well, my thing is if I'm able to successfully harvest this year, because it's outdoor. Some of it's with my control, some of it's not. But if I'm able to, I know next season I really want to get into some of the packs that I have. I have some seeds of pinconning paralyzer that I picked up at one of the events a while ago, which is a classic Michigan strain. So I would like to work with that, and I still have some of Silver Squirrel Farm stuff. So I have some Panama Red and some of those things to work with as well. And a lot of those are nice because they are bred in northern Michigan, so they tend to be early finishers, short flowering time, and pretty resistant. Everything I got right now is looking good, though. The Snow G, Something Good, Smell of Success, Whiskey Zulu is an auto, Nose Candy is an auto, and what the fuck was the other one? Humboldt Afghani.
Sounds pretty good.
I would be
Are
happy
they all
with
in
any of
veg
those.
still? Are any started flowering yet? Or are they still all in veg?
They're all still in veg right now.
Nice.
Hope so. I got to get them bigger before I can. I got, what do I have? Probably 5-6 weeks before flower starts outside around these parts.
Photo period wise? Yeah.
Photo period wise.
Yeah.
Yes.
As early as August, the first week of August flip. Those
Okay.
are the really early flipping strains. And then usually by the end of August, most all of them that I've grown have shown signs of flipping. So I always kind of think August is that month where I'm really looking.
Well, it's nice because the shit that Adam sent me from 2020 is he sent me all the early finisher. It's called like the September Rains line. So a lot of those will come down before, like the first week of October and shit. So that would be really nice. Just, try to beat the rains and the late season issues that can come along.
It's a cold weather.
We were sitting around not necessarily trying to think of it yet, but planning to start to think about what strains we're going to grow when we start growing plants again. So that's exciting.
It's going to be a hard decision to make. You guys have so many options and so many different ways you can go.
You guys
Right.
thought about where you're going to dry those
I was
trees
thinking that
that
too.
you're growing in the backyard?
Probably in the garage. That's where I usually do is I hang them upside down and in the garage usually. So I have enough space to be able to do that.
That's my go-to.
That's cool. That's good that you got the space
Well,
because that's
we've
usually
seen
the
them in
last
the
minute
veg
decision.
stage. Think
Yeah.
of how big they're going to be at flower time. Ooh-wee.
We'll see what
Who's going?
happens.
Is that
I
babe?
mean,
Yeah.
like I said, it's not usually accounted on harvest.
I'm pretty sure it's red making that noise.
We'll blame it on the cats.
It's the pigeon.
Blame it on the pigeon.
Baby's nowhere to be seen right now, so can't blame it on Babe.
It's a big vicious pit bull, people.
That's red
Yeah.
fart.
Big vicious. It's me farting over here.
Time to start burping, Becca.
Fight him back. What's our numbers right now? What's it looking like the vote's going to be? Let's see here.
It's looking like the
It's-
farting
There's still time.
is terribly
There's still
worse.
time. There's
Much,
still
much
2 minutes,
worse.
guys.
It really looks like there's more like distance now, even more distance.
More votes,
76 to
Poor
24.
DOG.
Pretty loud.
Giant-
He's so fine.
I put a giant pillow on him and he shut up.
No, there you just want a little bit of comfort.
Honestly, here. That's
Maybe
it.
he needs a thunder vest.
It's what he just wants. Sometimes
yeah.
I put a blanket on him, and he wants a coddle. He just needs a coddle.
Maybe get him a thunder vest.
Yeah, he needs
Thunder.
But
Thunder.
he
Thunder
gets
vest.
up,
Oh.
he gets
He needs
up
some
and
weight.
walks around. I have a weighted blanket I tried putting on him, and he slithered out of it.
A little too much, maybe.
Yeah, it's kind of heavy.
Yeah.
Probably can't breathe too well under that thing, but yeah. In the wintertime, I'll put a blanket on him, stuff like that. Pillow worked. I dropped the pillow. I just grabbed the pillow from the sit down spot and just dropped the pillow on him, and he just shut up. So it seemed to have worked. It distracted him or something. He was like, "Oh, what's this?" And he didn't move. He didn't bother getting it off of him. So he Seems like he likes it.
He's still cooing. He's
Yeah.
telling you that we are coming right up
He's
to
not
the
doing
edge
it
of the wall
nearly as
here.
loud as he was.
And I would like to say thanks to everybody in chat. Thanks for hanging out with us and have a mellow night. We will be sung out with the sultry tones of Diogi Dog. Make sure to come back Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Bro Show Live.
See you all Thursday at 10 o'clock for Polarity Science Behind the Veil.
Cheers, everybody.
Happy birthday.